Hey, everybody. Welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast. Let's do that again. My ankle just popped really loud. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the MURCA Guns and Freedom podcast with your host, me, the Yankee Marshal. And as always, this is just an open chat where you all drive the conversation, ask whatever you want, suggest whatever topic you want to hear discussed, or if you want to challenge me on something I've said, feel free to come on in and spank the yank. You can either let me know through text message, whatever, email, super chat that you disagree with me, or you can even come in the live chat. We'll make a little video about our differences, and we'll discuss our differences. You can put it on your YouTube page. I'll put it on my YouTube page. We can do whatever. As usual tonight, I like to start with reading people who have bought merchandise. And we got quite a few people tonight because we've got that bootleg shirt that's up right now that everybody's trying to get before they cut it off. So we got, I think I read Rob Hebron last night, Simon Augustine last night, and Richard Thomas last night. I read those last night. Today we got Michael Wister, Cal Mandenning, Darren Ottoson, Paliman Habibi. I'm not making fun. That's their name. Floyd Shepard, David Harrell, and Donald Googly Goo. So those people have bought merchandise, which goes to support the TYMP program. So I want to say thank you to everybody for that. I don't think we got any new. Did we get a new patron member? I need to say welcome to. I don't think we did, but I'll check. I know we lost a couple because it's the end of the month, so they're dropping like flies. We got a couple of downgrades and a couple of leaves. I don't think we got any new ones. No, we didn't get any new ones. Don't gotta welcome any new ones there. And we didn't get any new ones over here, so don't have to welcome anybody there. Not, I say get to. I don't have to. I said say don't get to welcome anybody because I would love to have new supporters to replace the ones that is leaving. But Steve Big Dog Reed is the last person who signed up over there. Remember, if you want to sign up, become a Patreon member, subscribe star member, you want to buy merchandise like this one here. Good people protect the ones they love. This is all available on the website. You can get to do to any of that stuff, sign up for memberships, donating to programs, or even signing up to be a beneficiary of TYMP. You can do all of that on TYMPpistolproject.com. And if I closed this like I was supposed to before we started, you'd be able to see it right there, TYMPpistolproject.com. That's where you can go. You can do anything regarding my channel from that location. So go on over, get done what you want to get done over there. Sign up for TYMP. If you are a recipient of TYMP, you were one of the people named this month. The order was sent in the other day, and I did get a response from Brandon today. He said he'll get them out ASAP and that he had my card on file, so we're ready to go. So that should be soon that those are taken off from Grab a Gun. So keep your eyes on your emails for tracking numbers. I'd probably say Monday or Tuesday. If not, well, I don't think they work tomorrow, but I'd say Monday or Tuesday. All right. Let me get to where I was here. Check the I'm not signed into my page. I gotta sign into my page. I don't know why I'm not signed in. I forgot. Well, I know why. It's because I forgot. I guess I'm lying there. That's not what I wanted to hit. I hit the wrong button. They move the buttons around. I swear to God, they move them every other day just to screw with you. Did we got any chats coming in over here? We got a couple of orders. I only see 2 chats. Michael P. White said, TYMP. That's not really a question. Remember, I need questions to work here, so I got something to talk about. Why did Google take money out of my account? John Bush said, new 686 plus second trip to range. SA all okay, single action all okay, double action 2 of 7. Fail to, well, you can't have a fail to feed on a 686. Oh, failed to fire. Fired on the second round. Thoughts? Probably bad ammo, hard primers. But you got to be very careful with that. I hope every time you had one not go off, you sat and waited for a while. If I have a round not go off in a revolver, I will usually open the chamber. I'll wait, open chamber, take it out, leave it on the bench, let it sit there for a while. And then I'll put them back in, try to shoot them again. But that's usually a hard primer or, wasn't placed properly, but, it's usually ammo related. Because if it's firing every other round you got, except for two of them, it's usually those two rounds that'll be the problem. Let me see if that catches us up on all the super chats over there. That does. We are done already with the super chats. So hopefully we got stuff coming in over here, or we will be done early. And I've only got a couple questions over here. Let's see, how far up can it go? What is your favorite 45 ACP concealed carry gun? I don't really like 45 ACP for carry. So I'd have to say none of them, really. But if I had to carry a 45 ACP gun, it'd probably be SIG, probably. Yeah, it'd probably be a SIG. I can't really think of any other one I'd want because I don't like 45 ACP. I love sky lanterns. Some states can fine or arrest you. I think they're stupid. You're basically, let's start a fire. Let's just send a candle and a flammable balloon up into the air to catch fire and fall on someone's house or in their yard or in the forest or pile of leaves or something. It just don't make a lot of sense. Let's see here. California legislators added a duty to retreat requirement to their Assembly Bill 1333. They want to eliminate justifiable homicide in defense of habitation or property. Yeah, and I do believe there's a lot of court precedent against duty to retreat as being constitutional. So I think they'll have a hard time keeping that enforceable. That'd be another one of those things they pass and then never end up enforcing before it gets taken down. What are your thoughts on the Volodymyr Zelensky getting kicked out of the White House for disrespecting Trump? Trump's very sensitive. You got to kiss his ass or he's not happy. Any American president should be bigger than that, but I really don't think a lot about it, to be honest. Don't really care. There's a new cafe here called Raccoon Coffee. If I find out that they make their coffee with a raccoon dung, then I will be very unhappy. Well, what if it's good? If it's good, why would you care? I sent you an email subject, merch. I don't see it yet. Hold on, let me look. Merch. Oh, he got his, let me show this here. We got an email here to show. Also, I got another email that asked a question here I need to get to. I missed it. Here's his email. He got his Grindhouse shirt. That's the first one of those I've seen. That looks nice. Oh, yeah, that looks good. I like that. I'm looking at the big picture here. I got to get me the Pete's Grindhouse, and I got to get me the gun. I got to get me both of those. And he's got a cold steel machete there. I have a couple cold steel machetes. I like them. I use them to clear the pathway and stuff down. And I always keep a machete in my car. I have had to take small trees out of the road before with the machete. I have a hatchet too, but I've gotten out before. You got a tree about this big around. You can get that with a good machete. Take it out of the way. And we have trees fall here all the time. You live in the city, you can go your whole life, never have to take a tree out of the road. But you live out someplace like this, once or twice a year, you're going to have to take a tree out of the road. So my son had to go out the other day early in the morning because our neighbor couldn't get out. So he went out with the chainsaw and took a tree out that was probably about that big around that fell across the road right out here across the dirt road. So, but yeah, those look nice, those shirts. Where's the other email? I can just read this one. It's not a picture. It's a question. They said, I'm debating getting a new gun. Do it. I would say do it. And it's a Sooner admirer. He says, either a Beretta 1301, a full-size 10 millimeter, Galil Ace, Need suggestions that aren't 9mm. Well, I don't know what you have, but I'm gonna say right now, if you don't have a good semi-automatic shotgun, get that Beretta 1301. Them things fucking awesome. I looked at one just the other day at Sporting Systems, but they're expensive. They're not like a $300-400 shotgun. They're $1,500-$1,600. So, but if I had the money to spend on it, and I didn't have to pay for a shower remodel, so my fucking old mother can get in a shower in our bathroom without having to step up into a tub and it be shallow. Because right now we only got 30. Who puts 30-inch depth tubs in houses? So I had to enlarge that to a 36 and then make it a walk-in shower. It's going to cost so freaking much money. I could buy like I could buy 3 Manhurans with what it costs. But I ain't going to get to. Because I got to do that. And then add on top what Zango's surgery is going to cost us. But that I got to pay up front. That's the bad thing about like vets and surgery. I got to pay that up front. The shower remodel, if I want, I can pay $200 a month for the rest of my life. It's 10 years, but that'd be about the rest of my life. Close to it, I would say. I ain't got hopes for a whole lot longer than that. Although people in my family do tend to live very long. But here's the thing. All the people in my family, they live a very long life. They live in a lot of them live in like their 90s and their 100s. But they all smoke and drink and everything else. I don't do any of that. I don't smoke. I don't drink. So of course I'm going to drop dead probably in my 60s, I would say. Because for some reason nature don't like it when people don't do those things. I never even drank coffee till a couple of years ago. Then I've gotten to where I drink a cup of coffee in the morning because I was told by my doctor it's good for you. So I drink a cup of coffee every morning. But I don't do any type of tobacco products. I don't drink any type of alcohol. And no, little alcohol is good for you. No, that's never been true. They promoted that in the 90s and in the early 2000s saying, one drink a night, it's a stress reliever and it's good for you. No, there's never been any scientific evidence that alcohol is good for you. In any amount of alcohol is damaging. It hurts you every time you use it. In fact, every time you drink alcohol, it's more damaging than when people love to say, marijuana rots your brain. Alcohol is like 15 to 20 times worse for every time you use it. So, I don't do any of that stuff. I don't do any drugs. So I'll drop over dead in my 60s, I'm pretty sure. I just know it. It's going to be heart attack or something. It'll happen. Trust me. Might happen right here on air. Well, you people piss me off. What is better, Kydex or leather holsters? John Mandarick is asking. I like leather. I'm a big leather fan. I'm just a bigger fan of leather holsters than I am anything. Kydex aren't bad. If you get a Kydex that fits you good, they're good holsters. I've got some Kydex and I like them. I actually have some Kydex for revolvers. Once I got some good Kydex holsters for revolvers, I started to appreciate them. But I've never been much of a Kydex guy because usually they're for semi-autos. But if you get a good one for a revolver, they're good. I like them. And you can get retention with them and all that stuff. I like the ones that's got the little button, which I've got some of those around here somewhere. I got to see what guns they're for. I don't remember. I like the one that's got remember I did the videos about the different types of ones, the ones that's got the buttons on the outside, the ones that's got the little like lever behind the gun. I like those. Those are the ones that I think Hogue makes them, the Hogue speed holsters or whatever. Not speed. I don't think that's what they call them, but something like that. But I like those a lot. I like them. Took me a while to like them, but I do. I don't like new things. I don't adjust to change very well. Kenneth Donaldson paid his $2 tithe to Phil. He said, the zombies are after me. Well, then why are you sitting around typing? Are you typing on your phone while you're running? That's going to slow you down. I hope they're slow zombies. Slow zombies will help. But yeah, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be typing while the zombies are chasing me. And you do mean they're chasing you, not like they're out to get you, you know, like they're making false complaints with the police and, you know, sabotaging your property and undermining you at work by spreading rumors and stuff like that. You don't mean that kind of trying to get you, do you? Because there's not much, and you can't do as much about that. And I don't think you're actually allowed to shoot them in the head until they're actually trying to eat you. The ACLU will eat you up if you try to do it before that. Or it'd be the ACLDU, wouldn't it? Like the American Civil Liberties of the Living Dead, ACLLDU Union or something. I don't know what they'd call it exactly, but Go Shadow weighed in here, says lots of alcohol can be great if you wake up undressed next to Pelosi. See, that's bad. That causes a bad thing to happen. Maxine Waters, etc. No, see, that's the evils of alcohol. Things like that can happen. You know, I don't drink. I've never really been a drinker, so I have never woken up next to a 3. You know, that old thing, you go to bed with an 8, you wake up with a 4. Never has happened to me because I don't drink. I've always gone to bed with an 8 or a 9, and even on 1 or 2 occasions as close to a 10 as you can get, and always woken up with the same number. Now, they, however, might have not be able to say the same thing, but I always woke up with what I went to bed with. Now this chat will be banned. It will get me in trouble for explicit sexual content. I got one of my banned videos tagged like that for something we said the other night. So if you notice one of the videos disappeared, that's why. One of the lives, it's gone completely because of that. It's not unlisted anymore or private anymore. It's just gone. Where were we? What was I saying? Who was I talking to? That was Kenneth Donaldson was telling us the zombies are out to get him. And then Paul Bidenbach chimed in here and got an entry into the... Oh, today is the last day to get an entry into the silver bullet drawing, by the way. If you want to be entered into the next silver bullet drawing, which will be Friday, or not Friday, the 5th, which what day is that? Watch it be a Friday. No, it'll be a Wednesday, I think. You better get it tonight. Super chat of $5 or more will get you an entry for every $5. This will be your chance for this week. We'll do the drawing on the 5th for a free real silver bullet. Be prepared for werewolves. That was one thing they were talking about in the shower materials that jacuzzi tubs uses this. They imbue the ceramic they use with silver. And he said, do you know why we do that? And it's because of the antiseptic properties. I knew the answer. But I was like, well, to keep werewolves away. And that really cracked him up. He liked that. He's like, oh, you said that so casually. I was like, well, there's nothing casual about werewolves, but it is nice that it keeps the werewolves away. And then I explained to him, I said, you see that rifle right there? It's loaded with silver bullets, just in case. And then he thought I was crazy, I think. That was another reason I'm like, oh, I want to do it though, because, you know, this poor kid, he comes out, does his time, he's 21 years old. He's been doing this since he's 18. He's trying to save enough money to get out of his mom's house because we started talking because we were talking about the cars and my kids living at home. And he's like, yeah, I live in my mom's garage. And, and he asked me how I converted my garage into stuff. And he's like, was it easy? Or very easy. But yeah, that's neither here nor there. Jacoby became a member of the WAP. So if you're in my WAP, scooch over, make room for Jacoby. Paul Bidenbach, he did sign in here, got an entry into the silver bullet drawing and says, hail Phil, if the guns reliably go bang, know how to use it 99% of the time, good enough. Well, yeah, I would assume, but what about the 1% of the time? That's what you got to worry about, that 1%. That's what I'm afraid of. Per Gustafson did a donation here. Also got an entry into the silver bullet drawing, even though they donated 556. Is it stupid to hate a gun you have never fired? I hate the Pig 320. I love the M&Ps. No, I mean, there's guns. I just look at them and I'm like, I don't fucking like that. I don't want that. I don't like the caliber, don't like the look, don't like the shape, don't like whatever. or who makes it. Maybe I don't like who makes it. So now you can hate whatever gun you want to hate. As long as you got some you like, that's all that matters. You don't have to like them all. I mean, I like to try to find a redeeming quality in most guns. Like even the worst gun, I'll be like, well, at least there's something good about it. But yeah, some guns just. Oh, speaking of which, can I hold up a box? Look what I got here. This is just the box. YouTube, don't freak out. There's not even anything in it. It's just the box. Oh, and I found my package from Welper that had the trigger in it. Now I finally found it. He sent that a long time ago, and I just found it today. I was looking for the silver pins. I didn't find the silver pins yet, but I found that. So at least I found something. So maybe I'll find the pins next. Because I got to go to the post office tomorrow, and I'd like to be able to send one to someone. Where was I? What was I doing? Kevin Payton paid his $2 tithe to Phil. And no, his full name is not Philip. Someone keeps calling him Philip. I'm like, no, his name is not Philip. It's just Phil. His name is Phil. I don't know his last name, or if he even has a middle name, but his name is, he made it very clear. It's not short for anything. It's just Phil. Oh, hail, Phil. I made it to the base of Mount St. Helens 4 years after it blew. Have you ever been there? I've been there many times. Been up there, up the, what's the name of the lake right next to it? Where, I forget, Lost Lake or something. I forget. But been up there, hiked down to the lake, been up to the crater, done all that stuff. In fact, we were there one time, and Zyler was a little one. He was 11. And he went down and he sat on a log, and he got sap all over his pants, and I didn't know it. He went up and got in the car and got sap all over my car seats, and I had to pretend like, oh, not a big deal, don't worry about it. And I was like, you know how hard sap is to get out of car seats? I think that you could still see where that sap was. It was in the Prius, and my sister drives it now, and I think if you go in the back seat and you look real close, you can still see where the sap was. I'm told that, no, you're crazy, you can't see it. And I'm like, I can still see where it was. And I'm like, that's because you know where it was. And I was like, no, I can still see it. Because you can still see it. Because my eyes work. That's why. That was a little tirade. Let's see here. Who was that? That was Kevin Payton that paid his $2 tithe to Phil there. And then Ben Coors did the same, paid his $2 tithe to Phil, and says, you are definitely getting taken out in an opossum attack. Opossums are fine. They're nice. They're very nice to me. They're very kind. They're very helpful. They eat a lot of the ticks and stuff around here. We don't have a problem with ticks or nothing. In fact, the other night, not too long ago, this is probably like 6 months ago, actually, but I went out on the back deck and I saw eyeballs looking at me, and there were a bunch of them clustered up. And I'm like, where are all these eyeballs shot? Because I had my headlamp on and I could see them reflected in their eyes, but I couldn't see them. So I took the pocket light out and I shined it over there. And it was a mama raccoon. And I swear to God, she had like 6 or 7 babies on her back. Well, like 4 or 5 on her back and 2 or 3 running around her. And they all took off into the bushes. Well, they didn't take off. They just walked slowly into the bushes. But I'm like, good. I got some opossums out here eating the ticks and stuff. And keeping, I think opossums keep werewolves away, to be honest. Because everywhere I've ever lived that I had possums around, I never had a problem with werewolves. And I was told once by an old gypsy woman that opossums ward off werewolves. And I think she's right. I think she's 100% right. Where are we at? So I ain't worried about opossums. Hell, I fucking owe them a debt of gratitude. They took out Gary. Should be singing their praises. Clinton Barella chimed in tonight. He got himself 10 entries into the silver bullet drawing. Oh, and remember, if you want to be entered into the gun drawing or the gift certificate for a gun, the $800 gift certificate, well, it can be anywhere you want to spend it. People spend it on different stuff. Last person used it for a gun, but some people before that didn't. If you want to get registered for that, tonight's your last night to go over and join Patreon. If you're not a Patreon member, you've thought about doing it, go over, join now. Get your entries, or join through Subscribestar, join the TYMP Pet Defender tier. That's just like donating through Patreon. what do you say here? Can you briefly describe what is a gun trust and what does it do? And is the idea for people that own many guns? Well, to be honest, I can't really describe what it does do. I don't really know. I know that what it does is it allows you to share ownership with people. Like Caden's turned 21, he'll be put on my trust. Zyler's already on my trust. If anything ever happens to me, they don't have to do anything. It's already their property. I just would no longer be a member of the trust because I'm dead. But it's their property. But if I own a gun and I die, well, it ain't not necessarily their property. Now, in most states, you can just gift it to them. But in some states, they start putting all these regulations on it and taxes on it and all this stuff. Like, oh, you got to list that as inheritance. So if I died right now, and let's say Zyler didn't want the guns, he just said, I'll take his car and you take the guns. And that's something he would do with Caden, even though they're wildly disproportionate in value. So Caden got my guns. Well, it was like $100,000 worth of guns. They could tax him 40 grand on that. So since it's in a trust, I die. Well, there's no transfer of property whatsoever. He already owns them. They're his. So doesn't have to do any of that stuff. So that's good. That's about most I know about it. I don't know much more about it. I do know that since my NFA items are through the trust, that either one of them that's on the trust can use them. That's a good thing because, they are joint ownership. So not that Kate doesn't already use like my suppressors and stuff. He took one of my suppressors. Little asshole. Well, to be fair, though, he does have a 2245 and I don't. He put my 22 on it. One of my 22 suppressors. Which I was just sitting it in there. The only 22 suppressor I use is on my rifle. What was I doing? I don't know. I hope that it was good enough because that's about as much as I know. There's probably a lot more to it, but I don't know what it is. I bought it for when I die. I mean, I got it set up for when I die, so it's not going to be my problem. Because Paul needs a hand, you ain't finding those pins. Just order new ones. I can't afford new ones. I'm going to find the ones I got. I ordered like 200 of them. Because that was like, well, no, I ordered 100 of them, 100 of the blue, of the gold, and 100 of the silver, because that was the minimum order, and I've only given out like 5 or 6 of each. I got to find those motherfuckers. They got to be around here somewhere. I wonder if they're in that drawer in there. That might be where they're. I'll check there later. Jacoby chimed in here and said, I had to get a new bank card. How do I prevent my round count in my magazine from rattling on every added round? Every odd round, it rattles on the 9th, 11th. What are you talking about? Magazines rattle. They do that. You can't ever stop a gun completely from rattling, but there's parts that move around. But I don't know exactly what sound you're talking about. Why your magazine's rattling. Magazines are usually at a spring tension, so they shouldn't be rattling. Not much. I mean, they'll rattle some, like if the spring moves around or the follower moves around, but not a lot. So I don't actually know exactly what you're talking about. I think you're making it up. I think you're insane. Probably only you can hear it because you're probably crazy. Let's see here. Let me get back over to the questions over here. Them Walmart gun cleaning kits any good? I guess. It seems like Gene Hackman and his wife killed themselves by overdosing on prescription medicine. Not surprising. Probably prescription medicine and alcohol, if I had to guess. But that's, like I said, just a guess. There's a coffee from Indonesian called Kopi Luwak that's made from the dung of a civet. That's a carnivorous tree-dwelling critter. So does that mean it's a bad time to mention I acquired a new 4570 lever? Oh, you're a dick. Did you pay your tithe to Phil? If you didn't pay your tithe, it's a bad time to mention it. That's for fucking sure. Oh, look, Deputy Dan is here. Or Dr. Deputy Dan or Deputy Dr. Dan. I don't know which way to say it. A few chats behind, but Walther PPQ and now PDP are best polymer guns around. Trigger better than H&K. Praise Phil. Amen. Yes, they're very good. I agree. I like them. I wish they still made the PPQ, but the PP PDP. I want one. I desperately want one, but I never had the money for it. When I think about it, and when I think about it, I don't. When I think about it, I don't have the money, and when I have the money, I don't think about it because I never see them. Right now, I don't got the money. I got to redo my shower for my. Unless she can come over and shower at your house. Do you have a walk-in shower that she can use? Because the walk-in shower in our bathroom is too narrow. Because it's like a one-person. I mean, you can get two people in there. Believe me, I have. But it's one of those ones that it's not a full 60 inches because there's a big garden tub and then there's a shower and it's only like 36 inches or something like that. It's like 36 by 36 square. And it's got a little glass wall and then a door. So it's too narrow for her to go in there and use that. Plus, I don't want my mom in my fucking bathroom. So got to replace the one in the boys' room. But yes, those are very good guns. I'm fixated on how much that bathroom remodel is costing me. I'm upset about that. And if I do it, I'm going to go in. I'm going to have a case of the vapors like I always do whenever we do anything expensive. Like when we put the deck in, oh my God, for like 3 days, I almost had a panic attack every 5 minutes. When we did the flooring and stuff in the house last year, I had a panic attack up till the day they put it in. I don't like spending money. I am a cheap bastard. I mean, you can tell by the way I dress and stuff. I don't spend a lot of money. The one thing I spend money on is guns and cars. Well, that's two things, but guns and cars. That's the only thing I like spending money on, and I got those I can hold in my hand. A bathroom remodel, I don't get that. I don't get to fucking hold that in my hand, and I don't even use that bathroom. So, yeah. You can see why I'm upset, or maybe not. I might be being unreasonable, but. Jonathan the Ho paid his $2 tithe to Phil. Let's see, I bet he didn't say nothing. And we all know why he didn't. Like I said, consider one of my blank moments where I just kind of stare off into space for a second. We'll consider that a moment of silence for John Ho. What do you think of the Taurus Curve? I thought that was a very unique gun. Thought it was very unique. I thought it was a cool idea, and I love seeing innovation like that. The gun itself, I don't think was good, but it wasn't the best made gun. But the idea, I applauded the gumption. Seemed to have worked for Winston Churchill, PMSL. What are we talking about? I don't know what we're talking about. Alcohol helping ugly people get laid since time immemorial. Oh, that might be what we're talking about. Despite your decision to not drink and didn't stop the drunkards from messing with you on New Year's Eve. Well, that's true. It didn't stop them, but it did give me an advantage. It may not have been so easy for me to take out if he had been sober, because he was a strong guy. He was bragging about his T count because he's on testosterone replacement. He looked like a real Joe Rogan. In fact, he looked a lot like Joe Rogan. If Joe Rogan still had a little more hair, this guy would have looked just like him. The fake tan and the kind of the Guido-y look, and he looked very much like Joe Rogan, only not as funny, because Joe Rogan is actually pretty funny. I find his routines pretty good. And I liked his acting when he was an actor, like on news radio. I loved that show. This guy wasn't funny, at least not that I saw. It was kind of funny when he squealed like a little pig when I snapped his nose, bridge of his nose. But other than that, is a 4-inch revolver too much for concealed carry? No, you can carry that. I just don't, because it pokes me in the hip when I sit down or when I move to the side or something. I don't like being poked in the hip bone. How do opossums keep werewolves away? I don't know. I would ask the gypsy lady, but I've seen it's true. Have you ever had a werewolf where you live? Do you have possums where you live? Yeah. Uncle handed down his Taurus Polymer to us. Should we keep it and also get something like HK or Walther? Well, it depends what you want. If you want to keep it, if it's family keepsake, I'd keep it. But you should always have more. Because people always ask, well, how many guns is enough guns? I'm like, well, always one more than you have. That's the perfect number of guns. One more than you have now. I'm talking to a woman named Geraldine. Oh, you better run. Who didn't like that I mentioned a children's book about Geraldine the possum. I wasn't calling her a possum. Well, Geraldine is, I think, more of Flip Wilson. Isn't that Geraldine? Does she look like Flip Wilson? You sure it isn't Flip Wilson? Wait a second. Let me look something here. Hold on. Flip Wilson. No, he died in 1998, so I don't think it's Flip Wilson. And Geraldine was the character he played. I loved the Flip Wilson show when I was young. But he's been dead for 27 years or so, so I think you're pretty safe that that's not him. But it is always a good idea to check. Go check now. The suspense is killing you. No, I'll find out later. Audi fixed? Yes, he got it today. He picked it up and he went and picked up his Audi and went to work. So he was happy. I even seen him text like, "Are you happy to be driving your car again?" He said, "Yep." Because the loaner was a nice loaner. It was a little Audi, what do they call them, like a Q4 or Q2 or something, just a simple little Audi crossover thing. It was a nice little car, but it wasn't very well powered. It's 4-cylinder. It's probably like 180 horsepower or something like that, maybe a little more. Whereas his is an S5, so it's a turbo 6. So it's his peppy. He missed that peppy. I'm like, well, how do you know it's not peppy? You shouldn't be speeding. Do you like buffets? You mean like Jimmy Buffett? I like Jimmy Buffett, yes. If you mean like old cunt Buffett, but yeah, I do like buffets. Because you don't have to decide what you want. That's what I like about them. I don't have to decide what I want. I'll take some of this, and if I don't like it, I'll get something else. Like being on a cruise ship. You can just order what you want as much as you want. That's what I like about buffets. Now, the thing I don't like about the buffets is the endless slog of human misery that you have to deal with while you're there. They opened up a new Golden Corral around us, and they closed the Old Cunt Buffet. So we went to the Golden Corral just to see what it was like. And it was an endless stream of human suffering and misfortune and disfigurement. It's like going to Walmart, only worse. I was not happy, and I, needless to say, have not gone back to that Golden Corral again. I do go to a Chinese buffet every now and then. There's not as much misery there. Where am I at? I think we got an order over on the website I want to read before we get out of here. We're out of time. We're way out of time. Why didn't y'all tell me we're out of time? No one told me we were out of time. Y'all people need to monitor that. Yes, we got Richard Canopies, Knipe, and Michael J. Warner. Did they buy the cotton shirts? Yes. And then someone got a red flagged and green shirt. I don't know if they ever sold one of those again before. I hope they make that one. And then Richard Canopy yes, he did. I need to make sure nobody bought anything with Phil on it, so I don't need to add anybody to the, hold on, let me search for Phil. Nope, nobody bought anything from Phil with the Phil store, so don't have to add anybody to the list. We need to get some more Philistines in the church. We need to build it up so that I can get tax-free status. All right, I think that's it since I am all caught up over here. Yepers, and are all caught up. Oh, well, nope. We had P-Gar come in over here. P-Gar said ankle carry is better for putting someone in a chokehold. Well, it would have been better in that situation, but not if I actually had to get to the gun. And if they would have gotten on top of me and I just said, well, now I got to get to my gun because they've overpowered me, I'd be fucked. You always got a plan for being overpowered. Although I'm pretty strong still for my age. Old men keep their strength for a long time. That's what nurses always, they're like, oh, these old fucking men, they're still strong. They don't get real weak unless they're sick. Old man has just gone nuts because he's old. He's still strong. And he's dangerous. But thanks everyone for coming. I do appreciate it. Thanks everybody for helping participate, keeping the conversation rolling. Thanks everybody for helping donate and support the charities. Remember, tonight's the only last night you can get involved. If you're watching this tomorrow when I post it, it's too late. You can be involved. You can be registered for next month's drawings, but not this week's. This month's. If you're a TYMP, should be on the way soon. Keep an eye on your mailboxes. Talked to Brandon today. So yeah. So like I said, thanks to everybody who helped support the channel. You're all the ones, the only thing keeping us here since YouTube is trying to get rid of us. So I appreciate it. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Till then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again.